Hey everybody, Sister Fantastic here, and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to talk about bronzer. In my live stream Sunday night, there were several people who mentioned that they really didn't know how to apply bronzer. They didn't understand bronzer, and so today I want to help you with all of that. And first of all, there's several types of bronzers that are out there on the market. There's cream bronzers, and then there's powder bronzers, and then of course the color of the bronzer has a part to play in all of that. So basically there's like three ways to wear bronzer. You can do it as a underpainting type of situation where you can put it on underneath your foundation and then put foundation on and blend it all in, and then you can put powder bronzer on top of that. Or you can go just with the cream, or you can go just with the powder. And so the color of bronzer is really, really important. These are some shades that I enjoy and that I like. These three are powders, and you can see that one is a bit darker than the other and a little bit cooler as well. And then we have a couple of cream bronzers here. One is a bit darker than the other, but I enjoy all of these bronzers right here. And of course, you know, it depends on your undertones. If you're a cooler undertone, you can get away with bronzers that have more pink or more reddish looking type browns in them. Or if you're warmer toned or neutral toned, you may want to go with a more golden type bronzer. So it's really up to you. There's lots of options. You can always mix in your blush on top of bronzer to, you know, help tone it down. So I have a blush here that I like to wear sometimes. And you can see that it's brown, kind of brownish, but it's also kind of a reddish. And so I like to use this whenever I'm feeling like my skin looks a little bit too yellow. There's also color correctors that you can use, but that's going to get, you know, kind of complicated. I'm going to try to keep this kind of simple today, and we're just going to go in with some bronzer. I've put on foundation and concealer, but I haven't set anything, so I've got the option here of using creams at the current moment. So what I want to do is I want to go in with this bronzer right here. This is a cream bronzer that I have. It's from Alamar Cosmetics. I really like it. Anyway, you just need a little bit. I'm just going to put that right there in the corners, and then just a little bit right here. And so the placement is going to be like the outer perimeter of your face. And then of course, if you want to contour your nose, or, you know, shape your nose a little bit, you can use that. And then of course the brush is going to play a big part in, you know, how you apply your bronzer as well. So for cream bronzers, I like to use a pretty stiff, kind of a, not really stiff, but a pretty dense type brush. This one has a slight angle to it. This is from Complex Culture, and I really like it. And so anyway, you just get up in there, and the way to think about bronzer is when you get out in the sun, where does the sun hit the high tops of your face? You know, where does the sun show up? If you've been out in the sun for a little while, you know, how does that show up on your face? So, you know, the high points of your face, like right here, the forehead, you know, the nose a little bit, and you've got this place right here on the side of your eyes that can get hit from the sun. And so the placement is pretty much in this back section. So like the top of your ear, think from the top of your ear down to like where your lips end. So that section right there where the brush is at is where you want to place the bronzer. And so that's where you see that I've done that. And you want to blend up and leave the hollow right here of your cheek for contouring if you decide to do that. But anyway, we're not talking about contouring today. We're just talking about bringing some warmth to the face. And when it comes to bronzer, cream bronzers can be very easy to blend out. It's a great way to bring warmth to the face without overdoing it. And then of course, once you get your cream bronzer, see, look, and then you can just blend it up into the cheekbone area. And think about it as like a triangle. So you've got that basic line, and then you're going to go up into the temple area. So you've got this like basic triangle kind of a thing going. And then up here in the corner, you just want to push that up into the hairline. You don't want to see bronzer and then a white space, which I've been known to do that myself. And so you just want to be careful, you know, and make it look as natural as possible. And so we have a bit of bronzer laid down, okay? And once you're satisfied with the blend on that, you know, then you can go in with cream blush and then your powder, or you can just skip right to your powder and then lay on some powdered blush afterwards. Okay, and then once you get your face set, so let me do that real quick. So I'm just going to use a little bit of powder here. Set my cream bronzer down. You can also blend, you know, if you have a hard time blending with your bronzer, you can take your foundation brush after you've laid the bronzer down, and you can, you know, soften the edges. And you can do that with contour as well, and blush, and just soften everything. Okay, so that's set. Now if you want to apply another layer to look extra bronzy, you can. So let me just show you what I like to do. This is the complexion trio from Alamar Cosmetics. This is this third one here. It's on the cooler side. It's a little bit dark, so I have to be careful, but I like to use this Complex Culture fan brush. It's shaped like it's more slender on this end and it's fatter on this end. But anyway, I just like to go into the product and just apply it all over and get, you know, a fair amount. And then with the fatter end toward your ear, just go back over that spot where you laid that cream bronzer down. And there's enough product on the brush already without having to go back in the pan. And then just get these spots up here on the forehead. And then you can start to blend from there. And so when you're blending powder brushes, the easiest way to blend it is to think about the letter C, or if you want to bring it down here onto your chin area to kind of carry the color down into your neck, you can think about it like the letter E, and just go like that and help, you know, shape the face down here as well. And so we have another layer. I usually like to concentrate that right here on the cheek area and up here, and then just take whatever's left and bring it down on the neck. Okay, and so we have the opposite, you know, you're going to go the opposite direction on this side. And again, we're thinking about that shape from the top of the ear to the mouth, and then on up into the temple area. So we have like this triangle shape going on, kind of wide right through there. And then of course you want to hit this area at the top of the forehead and push that into the hairline. And then with whatever's left over on the brush, you can just bring that down here on the neck. Now, if you're like me and you have a double chin, there's usually a spot right here underneath the shadow of your chin where it's especially white because the sun really doesn't hit there. And so if you want to cause that to recede, you're going to want to create a shadow there on that white spot to help push that back, because you know the bronzy and the contour shades will push, you know, those areas of the face back. They create shadows, and then anything that you highlight, you know, with lighter shades is going to bring those parts of the face forward. So that's what we're doing here. We're pushing some areas back because we don't want to draw attention to them. And then later on with highlighter, which can be another lesson. And so I like to get this area around my temple pretty good, because this is where the sun really shows up on me. And then there's not much left over on the brush, just this little bit right here on the end. You know, you can just go down the sides of your nose. And it doesn't have to be anything really dramatic, but you can make your nose look a little more slender. And if you want to really focus on, you know, bronzer, you can use a smaller type brush. And we'll just pick up some of that product and just hit this area right through here. Not really making it noticeable, but you're just creating a shadow, and that way this part of the center of the nose comes forward and it appears to be more slender. And then this right here, the tip of the nose, we can... Now some people have a larger tip on their nose and you might want to apply more product there. My nose is rather short, and so I usually don't focus a whole lot of product right there. Okay, so there's the bronzer. The face is warmed up and I've got a little bit of a contour already going on. And so what we're going to do is we're going to stop here for today. We'll do another lesson for contour or for highlighting later on. You just have to let me know if that's what you want to do in the comments. And so from here, what you can do is apply your blush and then of course your highlighter and everything else afterwards. And so anyway, that is the bronzer lesson for today. Hope you got something from this. Hope there's something of value that you can actually apply into your makeup routine. There's lots of great products that are out there on the market today. There's a bronzer from Complex Culture that I love. It's called Power Player. It comes in this compact right here. I also have a bronzer from LYS that I love. This is in the shade Motivate, which is in this magnetic triangle shaped compact. This is the lightest shade that they have. This works really nice for me. Smashbox has a really nice one if you have red, you know, pinky red type undertones and you want, you know, a little bit more red in your bronzer. There's all kinds of bronzers. I've got a cream one here from Persona that I enjoy very much. This is in the color Dune, which is this top one right here. This is the one I used today. And that one. I felt kind of white today, so I want some a little bit darker shades. But anyway, it's up to you. And then of course these ones from Alamar Cosmetics have the contour shade in the compact along with a highlighting powder. And so I like to use this sometimes underneath my eyes, especially if my eyes are pulling purple, real purple circles, because that yellow will cancel out purple. But anyway, these are all other lessons that we can talk about on other days. And anyway, that's it for me today, you guys. Hope you got something from this. Let me know down in the comments what you think. And have you tried cream and powder bronzers? Have you applied both to layer? Just think thin, even layers, and your face is gonna love that. All right, that's it for me today. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you today is my prayer, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.